Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens to another video here on the channel. This was actually a sound test that we did before our pack opening video. And a lot of times our sound tests end up being pretty interesting conversations, and I thought this one was fun. So I figured I'd post it and let you guys listen to it. Enjoy.
Hello.
I watched a fair amount of Wolfie VGC on YouTube, who is, I think he's won the most like titles, world titles and international titles out of anybody collectively. And he just won a big tournament. And I watch a lot of his stuff talking about the VGC, teams tournament stuff.
I just could never get into the cards because my mind is, I'm a simple person. But yeah, just like, I like the cards themselves, the prettiness of the cards. And I have I have boxes and boxes of Pokemon cards. Don't know if they're worth anything. Don't know if they're good competitively. I just know whether or not they're EVs. And that's it.
When I was cleaning through my mom's storage units and I found a whole bunch of old Pokemon cards from like generation 1, generation 2 in binders from when I used to collect them when they were first coming out. And I would imagine some of them are worth some money.
If you have any good ones, I know someone who actually might buy them. If they're generation 1, I know someone who might buy them. Absolutely.
I used to do like, trade for the hollows.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what they called them back then. Shinies? I don't remember.
No, they were hollows. They were hollows. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would just bring them to school and be like, okay, I'm going to trade you these 3
for that one. Yeah.
And it was just like your favorite Pokemon. Nobody was caring about how much they were worth or anything like that. It was just, this is my favorite Pokemon.
It was one of those things where I think it has now gone generations. I think Pokemon's celebrating its, let's say 35th anniversary, 30th anniversary.
It has to be around there because it was the early 90s that I was
so
in it.
Stuff that we've grown up with, stuff that we enjoyed as we were younger, and now in your case your own children enjoy and everything else. It's part of our social consciousness that Pokemon is existing, will exist, and will forever exist. Speaking of, I may buy a Switch too
for the new games. ZA and Champions.
Not for Champions, for ZA. So my favorite Pokemon generations was the Black and White and then the X and Y. Black and White because that's actually the game that my wife and I actually bonded over, so that has a lot of sentimental value for me. And then the X and Y games because that's when it introduced Sylveon, and obviously against a big Eevee fan all over it. Plus I've been to France, not to show off, and there's so many things that it's like it is one-to-one, just like beautiful. So that one meant out. So now they make ZA.
Do you watch the trailer and stuff?
Yeah.
I watched recently the Radical Soda. I've never actually seen the actual trailer, but I've seen people reviewing the trailer. So I watched the Radical Soda one where it was like a 35-minute video where he was going through talking about the trailer. And he just recently did a 10-episode Scarlet Violet review and then like a 7-episode Sword and Shield review, and he picks the games apart a lot.
Okay.
So he was really comparing it like, well, what are they going to carry over? What are they going to fix? What are they gonna, based on just what I see in the trailer? And it seems like it's going to have a lot of interesting stuff. Mega Evolution's coming back is going to be really cool.
And I think more than ever that shows how great of a, for lack of a better word, how much of a gimmick it was, but how great of a gimmick it was because of the fact that it's coming back. Yeah. A lot of the other gimmicks that they've had in the past, they've never got. We've never seen them. Oh, and we're going to make the little Pokeblocks again. Nobody cares about Pokeblocks. Say, oh, we're going to do this. Like, nobody cares about that. Like, they cared about Mega Evolutions because that was incredible. So I'm very excited for this.
It's like if you watch the trailer for Champions, I know you're not interested as much, but they show Mega Evolution and Terrestrialization.
Yes, I did see that. I saw all the trailers. I just didn't really care about Champions. When they're like, "Oh, play competitively," I'm out. I'm not here to play competitively. I was telling Elaine a little while ago. I was never a competitive person. I don't play any like the online competitive games. I could never do any co-op games. I could never do like COD or anything else. It just wasn't my thing. So even like stuff like Pokemon was like, "Oh, play share those." I'm good. Mahalo,
I don't know if it's going to be just like a Pokemon Stadium kind of thing, if that's what it's going to be. Or I know I was watching the Wolfie VCG video on it where he was talking about that he hopes that competitive Pokemon is just going to gravitate over to Champions and they won't be tied to the single player game of the generation, and they can just like add in Pokemon, add in features. Kind of like Showdown, which I'm sure the Pokemon company doesn't love Showdown, but make it something like that where you can just use all of the things. You can do all different matches and stuff. The
reason why I don't like competitive things is because at some point you're always going to get people, like in every aspect of collecting or geekness that you and I are familiar with, you're going to get somebody who wants to find a way to break it. Then they find a way to break the game, and they do that, and now it's no longer fun. So it's like you could play even like play Magic, but go against that one person who's just made their deck to like stall you out or anything else. It's like I don't want to do this anymore. It's just not fun. So if you have Pokemon, you're so excited because somebody like, well, this Pokemon has these IVs and can do this, and like 3 turns you're done. Like, yes, the answer is you could get good, or just play the game, enjoy yourself. Like
it's like, oh, we have these are the leads that we start with. Oh, I've already lost.
Yeah,
like that's what a lot of it's like.
There was a guy online who did a lot of Pokemon Showdown. I forget his name, but he liked to do the challenges where he picked certain Pokemon that normally wouldn't win. But he did set up a situation where he does win. He would knock people who have like entire legendary teams and everything else, and obviously very Pokemon that are hacked. But he would just pull through, and it's amazing because it actually shows you, yes, you can put in the time dedication to get Pokemon that will beat everybody, or just enjoy yourself. Like don't take it that serious. That's my personal opinion, but yeah, it's just I could never do that competitive. Yeah, I'm not that passionate.
It adds an extra layer to it, and you don't want it to. You never want to make it into work. So that's our little opening discussion talking about Pokemon, and we will be right back. We're going to start opening some packs.
Hi, Tisha Valenza, aka Poison Ivy, and you've just been watching King's Entertainment Reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.